Hey guys, what is going on? Bobblez here. So today we have had a huge update. It is indeed the 9.10 update, and honestly there are some huge things that have come with this. Now also today we do indeed have the Fortnite cross Jordan big thing that's coming. Honestly, still don't know a whole lot that is actually going to be coming with this event, this crossover, but I am super excited about it, and the more I find out, the more I will let you guys know about this info. So yeah, obviously stay tuned on Fortnite for that, and stay tuned here on the channel to not miss out all the information coming to Fortnite. So obviously hit that subscribe button for more, like the video if you do go on to enjoy it, and use code Bobblez in the Fortnite item shop to help support me. But getting on straight away with all of the 9.10 update info. So starting off, it does actually tell us about the new LTMs that are going to be rolling out throughout the week, which I really like because it means that we actually know what to expect for the LTMs. So the first one we've got is Sniper Shootout Duos. The second one is Unvaulted Squads. Unvaulted Squads is honestly one of my favourite game modes out there. It's basically OG Fortnite, so you can't really go wrong. And Close Encounters Squads is the final LTM on there. Close Encounters, in case you don't know, is jetpacks and shotguns. So a pretty fun game mode if you like that close encounters. Obviously you're going to enjoy that. But moving on straight away, getting into the stuff you want to know, it's all the updates, the nerfs and the buffs within the world of Fortnite. The first big nerf of this update is indeed the shadow bombs. So I've got the info here, I'm going to read it out to you. So shadow bombs have been nerfed, reduced availability from floor loot from 0.835% to 0.677%. So it's quite a big drop in the availability for the floor loot, so you're not going to be finding them as often. And also reduced availability from chests from 4.65% to 3.98. That one's not as big of a drop, but it's still quite a substantial drop. And yeah, you're clearly not going to be finding these shadow bombs as frequently. And finally, reduced drop count from 3 to 2. So now when you find them on the floor or in chests or whatever, you will only actually get 2. So that's also quite a big change. Now, Fortnite have actually put a reason as to why they've done this nerf, and it's the following. Shadow bombs have seen a lot of late game use, and we wanted to encourage risk versus reward when picking up the item. By leaving maximum stack size the same and reducing availability, the item's potential remains the same, but swapping its spot for its early on is riskier. So I like how they've done this. It was used a lot in all of the competitive and arena games, late game obviously to kind of get away, and yeah, it was proven to be very OP. So obviously that's what this nerf is. I do believe it is a positive nerf, and yeah, I'm excited to see if people are still going to be using it the same amount or not. So that's an interesting one. Moving on, this one is huge, and this is something that I don't believe anyone else even really predicted to happen. It is indeed the unvaulting of the SemiAuto Sniper. Now, this one is pretty crazy. No one actually really liked the SemiAuto Sniper, and yeah, they've unvaulted it. Maybe they've changed some of its stats up a little bit, I don't really know about that. But yeah, it's now available in vending machines, chests, and floor loot, and it's available in uncommon and rare variants. So it's not exactly going to be the most OP weapon in the game, but they did indeed do it because the following reason. Since the thermal rifle and scope revolver have both recently been vaulted, this week we wanted to bring back an oldie but goodie to round out the medium to long range item lineup. So a pretty interesting reason. Obviously they have their reasons for it, and it's because of all of the scoped weapons kind of are being vaulted, and now the only ones that are really scoped are the sniper rifles, I believe. So yeah, they've brought back this semi-auto sniper, and yeah, it'll be interesting to give it a go and see how it performs, if it's any different from the past, because in the past it was hot trash. So hopefully it will be better now. And now finally, the other big change that we've got is actually a nerf to the combat shotgun. I absolutely love this new shotgun. I much prefer it to the old pump. Probably a very unpopular opinion there, but yeah, it is indeed getting a nerf. So I'll read it out again to you guys. Reduce the availability from floor loot from 2.015% to 1.409%. So that's a big drop. You're not going to be seeing it as much on floor loot, and reduce the availability from chest loot from 2.183% to 1.846%. That drop isn't too low on the chest side of things, but we are going to be not seeing it as often when looting around. So the best way to probably get this is by killing other people now and stealing their shotgun. They did have their reasons for this nerf also written down. I'm loving how Fortnite actually putting their reasons behind the nerfs and buffs and whatever. I'm liking it. So they said for the combat shotgun nerf, when compared to other items of similar rarity, the combat shotgun was dropping a bit too frequently. This change will put it closer in line with the other items. I like this, I'm happy about this. I do love the combat shotgun and I love to get it, but I do agree it was dropping like anything. So hopefully again, another positive change. Honestly, this update is a very, very positive one in my opinion. I think that a lot that's going on is it's going to have a great effect on Fortnite. Now, before I talk about the huge big feature that we're adding into the game, I'm going to just go over a few of the bug fixes. I'm just going to read them out to you guys, smash through them so that you guys can get an idea of what's changing. There is actually quite a lot. First one, dropping part of a consumable item stack no longer interrupts using the consumable. That one I'm really happy about because when you were popping a mini and you dropped some for your teammates, it stopped popping the mini. It was really annoying me, but that's been fixed. So some pretty big bug fixes there, and all of them are pretty positive to me, and they're all actually pretty big bugs that were in the game, I think. So it's now time to talk about the big, huge feature that I've added into the game, and I'm honestly really hyped about this. And it is indeed hotspots. So these hotspots are now in the game, and it's very similar to what was in Apex. So basically, when you drop into a game and you're going along in the bus, you'll actually see certain locations will actually be marked on the map as these hotspots. So I'll read out the info and then I'll talk a bit more into it. So introducing hotspots. Every match, selected name locations will be marked in gold text on the map. Oh, there you go, so that's how it will look. These hotspots represent the presence of loot carriers. Shoot down these carriers for additional high quality weapons. Minimum of 1 hotspot per game, obviously, 25% chance for 2 hotspots, and 5% for 3 hotspots. So the loot carriers drop a weapon of rare or higher quality along with 2 stacks of ammo. So that honestly is really awesome. Hotspots will have between 2 to 16 loot carriers depending on the size of the location. So this is obviously very big, so obviously you get from 1 to 3 hotspots per game. If you go there, there's going to be between 12 and 16 like high quality carriers in which you can get this loot from. So it's kind of like supply drops, but they're called carriers now. I am super excited about this change. I'm really excited to see how it performs, and I'm thinking of doing a stream later on today of literally just dropping to these hotspots with you guys in a squads game and seeing how it goes, because honestly I think it'll be a load of fun. But finally, the last thing that they've put about these hotspots is equipping the blueprints to start building has improved in high latency situations, and adding crosshair dot while skydiving to allow more precise map marking. That is really cool, so at least you know now where these hotspots are going to be when you are deploying into the game. But yeah, honestly, really exciting stuff. Really happy about all of this stuff that is literally added into this update. And finally, I just want to round off this video by talking to you guys about a couple of the audio fixes that we've had. Now honestly, audio is such a huge part of this game, and it's not perfect. We're 9 seasons in, and the audio, you can't really tell for players above you or beneath you yet, which is kind of crazy, to be honest. But I'm going to read out these audio fixes to you guys because I think honestly they are huge and they're going to be game changing. So the first one, improved enemy jump sounds. Reduce the time it takes the enemy in-air audio loop to kick on for better awareness of the enemy dropping onto you from above. Thank goodness, that has been driving me mad, but now it's been fixed. Boosted the volume of nearby footsteps and landing sounds of enemies not in line of sight. Tighter stabilization for close range pickaxe sounds from other players. Added clearer sounds when the enemy confirms an edit on a building piece within 2 tiles from your position. That one is game changing. I'm loving that one. Remove glider audio tell from players traveling through the slipstream. Thank goodness, because that was driving me insane. I always thought there was a player dropping on me, but no, they were just in the slipstream. Moving on to the next part, your emote music is now prioritized over other players' emotes in the front end. That one's pretty good because now you're not going to hear other people's ones, and if I want to stand and twist, I can hear my own music. So that's pretty good. And now this audio change is the biggest and best one. Added a new headshot plus shield break sound for when 2 events occur at the same time. This is huge. Obviously with the Season 9 update, we did actually get the sound for when you actually break someone's shield. So when obviously the whole shield goes, it's like fa-ching! It's great, I love that change. And obviously there is a sound for the headshot. But now there is a sound for when they both happen in once, so that's going to be great. So now you're actually aware of when you break their shield and get a headshot at the same time, because that headshot can break the shield and cause like 70 damage to them, which will leave them on like 30 HP. So it can be game changing. I'm glad, I'm very happy about this audio change. And finally, the last little feature to the audio, lowered the minimum velocity required to trigger a landing sound. So all of these are great. I'm really happy about literally every single one of these changes and bug fixes and adding features to the game. I'm honestly very, very happy about all of it. Let me know down in the comments below what you think about all of these changes and all of this update info. Leave a like on the video if you have found it useful, and subscribe to me obviously for more Fortnite content. Use code Bobblez in the Fortnite item shop to help support me. But anyway, thanks for watching the video. Until next time guys, see ya.